What happens if you're evicted from your housing? Can your kids stay at the public school where they've been attending? I'm Tim DeRoche, and this is the K-12 Beat. Today I'm talking about this great article from the AP. This is wonderful reporting by Bianca Vasquez-Tones, kind of old school reporting. She talks to a mom in Atlanta, Sechita McNair. And the story is about this heartbreaking sequence of events where she struggles to find an affordable apartment for herself and her kids in the Old Fourth Ward of Atlanta so that her kids can have access to this high-quality public school. And then she gets evicted. And her kids are protected for a brief period of time by federal law that they can stay in that school. But eventually that time's out. And her kids are told, nope, you can't come back to this school. You no longer live in the right zone. This is a heartbreaking story. I think things like this play out over and over across our country. Whenever someone wants to send their kid to a public school, and they find that it's too expensive to buy within that zone, because we have these policies in this country. We've had them for quite a long time. To many people, they seem like common sense policies. I would argue they've done a lot of harm to middle-income Americans, lower-income Americans. They've also done damage to our trust in the public schools. When we know there are high-quality public schools, sometimes quite close to our home, and we're boxed out of them, we shouldn't have a system where if you lose your housing, that therefore your kids also lose their school, right? Those two things should be independent of one another so that American families have more security, and more importantly, everyone should have an equal opportunity to go to these really high-quality public schools. And we should have policies that ensure fairness in how they do their enrollment, and ensure that even if you don't have a lot of money, that you can get your kids into, or at least that you've got a fair shot, along with everyone else, of getting your kids into one of these high quality public schools.